Okay, let's check it. So we would have y prime is equal to 1 over 2 square roots of, retain the inside, 1 minus x squared, times, the derivative of the inside is negative 2x. Okay, so don't forget the negative. And then 2's cancel. So we get negative x over square root of 1 minus x squared. That's all you can do. Okay. Questions? Okay. Questions? All right. Let's look at example 6. So example 6, we have y is equal to x times 3x squared plus 7 raised to the 4th power. Now, when you go to do this derivative, you have to think, what is sort of the overall derivative that needs to be done? That the 4th power is just a single part of it. Yeah, it's x times 3x squared plus 7 to the 4th. So overall, we have to use the product rule. Okay. So does everyone see that this x right here, this is f, and then this whole thing over here is g. And so this is x times 3x squared plus 7 to the 4th. Okay. Now, let me remind you of one of the rules that we have in calculus. How do you know when to use a product rule, a quotient rule, or now the chain rule? You use it whenever you need it. Okay? There is no prescription of, I have to use the chain rule before I use a product rule, or I have to use a quotient rule after the chain rule, or before, or anything like that. You use them as they come up. Okay? So when I look at this, the first thing I identify is that it is a product, and I have to take the product rule to do this. Now, in the process of using the product rule, I am going to have to take derivatives, and I may need to use another rule at that time. And you just go with it. So let's do this one. So this would be y prime is equal to the derivative of the first one, which is 1, times the second one unchanged, which is 3x squared plus 7 to the 4th, plus the derivative of this g function, the second function. Well, this second function is 3x squared plus 7 raised to the 4th power. That requires the power rule with the chain rule. So we're going to bring the 4 down. The inside stays the same. Decrease the power by 1 times the derivative of the inside for the chain rule, then times f unchanged, the original completion of the product rule. Okay, so let me highlight that a little bit. This whole piece right here was g prime.
Why are we multiplying the x at the end?
This was the f. This was g, and this was f prime.
It's like when we were combining the product rule.
Yeah, so it's the completion of the product rule, right? Okay. F prime g, g prime f.
So that whole thing is times g.
The whole red piece that I've underlined, yeah.
So is the g prime the right now?
G prime is just this piece right here.
Then would that be like
The chain rule.
It was derived from the chain rule, right? Because g was 3x squared plus 7 to the 4th. So the 4th comes down. 3x squared plus 7, lower the power by 1, times the derivative of the inside. Yeah.
So will there be any instances where there'll be a square root type as well?
Everything works somehow.
I know.
So why do you have to include 6x then if you already... Yeah, why do you have to did it?
If I were to ask you, what is the derivative of 3x squared plus 7 to the 4th power by itself, you would come up with this 6x piece as well, because of the chain rule. So the chain rule is a sort of a necessary tool to take derivatives. And you just have to recognize that that whole thing is the derivative of just that one little piece. Now we have to simplify. So let's simplify this one. So this is going to be 3x squared plus 7 to the 4th power plus, I'm going to say 24x squared times 3x squared plus 7 cubed. Now what can I factor from the left term and the right term, and how many of those can I factor out? Yeah, they both have 3x squared plus 7, and I can factor out as many as the smallest one, which is the cube. So I can factor out 3x squared plus 7 cubed. That leaves me with 1 3x squared plus 7 plus this 24x squared. And then I just combine this extra part I just created. So 3x squared plus 7 cubed times 27x squared plus 7. Questions? From here to here? So I'll need the green color. All right. So here, notice that I have 3x squared plus 7. That's to the 4th power. And 3x squared plus 7 to the 3rd power. So I can factor out those. One way to sort of think of this, you want to think of these as single units. So I basically have something that looks like this. A to the 4th plus 24x squared times a cubed. How many of these a's could I factor out? I could factor out 3 of them. That would leave me with one of them plus 24x squared. Well, the a is really just this 3x squared plus 7. Can you see any of that? Let's see. There it is. Okay. So what you need to develop in practice is taking whole units of things, right? 3x squared plus 7 is one thing, and it comes out. It comes out in 3's in this case, 3 and then 4. X squared was x times x. Yeah. Okay. Back to blue. Okay, go ahead and work example 7 with your partner.